Welcome to the second episode of the AWS Mixed Tag Tournament, which I guess is granted part of Unorganized, but still, I am once again Chillup, the Flying Phillip, welcoming you to my lounge. And we see here tonight the team of Alex Jones and Froppy, who will be known as the Gay Frogs, as they go up against the team of Sandal Cheeks and the debuting Gary the Snail. Though this does appear to be the smart Gary, the brainy one, the one of high intelligence from that one dream SpongeBob had. And their team name is known as the Bikini Bottom Brawlers, Triple B for short. This is officially the second match of the tournament. For the first match, where we saw Homer and Marge against Zoe and Squidward, they managed to outsmart the two behemoths in Homer and Marge, and managed to, the Tentacles Winky Face managed to pull off quite the upset victory. But this match, it seems a lot more evenly organized. You have an agile wrestler versus a kung fu wrestler, as well as a giant versus a powerhouse. Four very different, yet at the same time similar styles. Interestingly enough, as we see the Gay Frogs enter the ring. Alex, former Chaos champion by the way, is rather pumped, while Froppy seems to be about serious business. Which does make sense, as last time we saw her, she had a very competitive match against the Frozen Lake, almost beating her, but didn't quite get there. Kinda like sort of like Heath Slater's AWS career. Almost wins a match, but not quite. Or actually, wait, I forgot. Heath Slater actually won twice. Once on Potato against Titan, and the other time he managed to get a win over Dio in a dark match before losing it later that same day. So yeah, why am I talking smack on Heath? He's actually quite accomplished so far. But yeah, anyway, the Gay Frogs have entered, though Froppy seems to be kind of distant from him. And oh my lord! Oh my god! Jesus, Gary. Like, Sandy Cheeks is not the shortest wrestler, but god, the size of Gary. Like, that's no snail. That's a leviathan. Dear lord. Look at that. The camera can't even fully capture him in one shot. He is outsizing the camera. He's huge. Like, even when Sandy's looking up, she can only see his nipples. Dude, this might be the tallest wrestler in AWS history. Dear lord. Like, the size. Oh my god. That man's like I think we found the Omas of AWS. Dear lord. Just the size of this creature. Like, I know I keep talking about his height, but he's double the height of Sandy, and that's including the helmet. Gary, why are you so massive? I'm actually scared. Dear lord. Jesus. Like, even when he was outside, his head went up to the top rope. The camera's like trying to capture both of them, but it either misses Gary's face or Sandy's face due to the vast height difference. Dear lord. Okay, I'm gonna try to get my mind off of this humongous being. Dear lord, like, he's not the widest, but vertically he's a unit. But anyway, Sandy, she was also trying to qualify the women's chamber. However, Big Mama managed to get the win over her, and it was that very match where Toph died, and got me into a lot of legal trouble. Which, I don't blame Sandy for. After all, it was Big Mama did Froppy immediately tagging out. Interesting decision as we see the wide boy go up against the tall boy. We're gonna see if verticality verticality or horizontality is truly the better deal to have. 'Cause, I mean, Gary does have that incredible height, though Alex Jones is quite the powerhouse. Plus, we must not forget that Alex Jones is a former Chaos champion in his own right, being the one to dethrone Dan Aykroyd from his crown. And ever since then, Dan Aykroyd has been on vacation. When will he return? Nobody knows. Oh my god, the strength of Alex Bale tossing them. Gary, despite being twice his size. Truly that pitbull build of Alex Jones. But we see Sandy tagged in now. But, dear lord, what was I talking about? See, oh yeah, a little bit of history, yeah. So yeah, Alex Jones was the one to... So yeah, we don't know where Dan Aykroyd is. Alex Jones held it for a pretty decent amount of time until the, I believe it was during, one of the late October episodes of Chaos, since they have a tradition of, having the Chaos title defended during its anniversary. At least I think that's what happened. It was either that or New Year's. It was one of those times, because those are the two most common times for the Chaos title to be defended, but anyway, that was when Alex Jones managed to lose the title to one Homer Simpson. Which then, of course, Homer would go on to lose the title in an upset victory against Howard. Or Howard would get the upset victory over Homer. So, quite the lineage the Chaos title has. Even though its first champion was released due to a real-life situation, but I'm not going to get into that. As Sandy puts her foot in Froppy's ass. The disrespect of the squirrel to the frog. And, I gotta say, this team certainly have an interesting reason for teaming up. You see, Gary and Sandy, their relationship's obvious. They're both acquaintances to one SpongeBob SquarePants, so them teaming up is quite sensical. However, Alex Jones, the reason why he's teaming up with Froppy is that he's worried that she's turning into, and I quote, a gay frickin' frog. So, Alex Jones is hoping that with his pure testosterone, he could try to switch Froppy back. However, Froppy has responded, "Ribbit, ribbit, I'm not gay. Ribbit, ribbit, leave me alone." So, certainly, which might explain why she was so distant with Alex. She might find him annoying for, jumping to conclusions here. Jumping, she's a frog. Oh, jeez, humor is not my specialty. Perhaps I should, do a crossover with, not Max Power, but, Jack Battle, that's right. Yeah, Jack Battle. I should do a crossover with him. I feel like we'd complement each other well. Sort of our opposites attract personalities. So, you know, I'm calm and reserved, he's bombastic and loud. It's a perfect fusion in a way, really feeling out our differences. Kind of similar to Zach and Philip in a way. Kind of. Though, of course, we have our own personalities, as Froppy with the frog flip. What a maneuver. Quite similar to Kofi Kingston's SOS, but Sandy manages to kick out. What a move by Sandal Cheeks, I must say, and I'm sorry if my voice is shivery. This stadium is quite freezing, as the idiots here forgot to turn on the heater, but I'm too lazy to get up to turn it back on, so yeah, I'm kind of doing this myself, but oh lord, Gary shoving Alex, just flexing his altitude onto him. Oh my god, I'm sorry, but I'm still in disbelief at the size of of Gary here. Like, he's dwarfing Alex Jones, and Alex Jones, like, he's not a giant, but he's not a midget either. So the fact that Gary makes him look like a fat child is just fascinating. I mean, Gary makes all of them look like children here. Also, it's worth pointing out that Alex Jones is the only competitor here who is not associated with water. An interesting note I must point out as Alex stares down Gary. Does he have a move in mind? Perhaps going for the... Oh, no. He was not going for his finisher as Gary broke his spine. A spine-shattering move by the big man, but Alex Jones using his... I don't think he has a fighting background, but he moves like he has a fight... Wait, what the Oh god. I don't know if this is Monica or Michael or what, but something's going on with the Leviathan Gary. Are you okay, Gary? Come home, Gary. Gary, come home. Oh my dear Lord. The amount of height Alex Jones was lifted up, that's... Dear Lord, that's like half of a Hell in a Cell right there. As Froppy flips Sandy on it. Yeah. I think Alex might... As Sandy suplexes Froppy onto Froppy suplexes Sandy onto Alex Jones, really showing that they may not be the best of friends. In fact, I think there might be a bit of beef going on between them, which may be understandable, but at the same time, if you're wanting to win this mixed tag tournament, it might be better to team with someone that you actually get along with. You know, like Tsuya and Squirrel, for example. They're able to both use their large brain size to truly get the advantage here. Now, Homer and Marge, well, they are a married couple. They do have that exhaustion of being together so long that things are crackling between them. I mean, it doesn't help that they weren't able to achieve their goal of holding their top titles at the same time. Something Marge was really pushing to happen, but by the time Homer won the title, Marge already lost hers to Haru. Truly a tragic event for Marge. A tragic event for her. And then before she had the chance to win the title back, she made the mistake of assaulting Zoe. So Haru punished her by hitting her with the phenomenal forehead and beating her to get her out of the chamber. And then now after that, when she has that chance at the mixed tag tournament, Zoe outsmarted her. Thus, she lost the tournament. What does this mean for Marge and Homer? Are they even safe to come back next season? Could they be drafted to Unlimited? As we do have a confirmed draft coming up sometime before the next season pops up. It'll probably be sometime after filming too, but it's being figured out as Froppy manages to get a good throw onto Sandal Cheeks. And can we see a... Oh! Frog Splash! Appropriate move. Can this actually put someone away this time? A. 2. Gary breaking it up at the last second. If Gary was even a little bit slower, that could have been the match right there. As Froppy now uses the comeback, bouncing up. Nice calf kick there. Very nice calf kick. God, I'm cold. Sorry about that. It seems maybe I'm being punished for all those crimes. Nice agile move by Froppy. I don't know what. I wasn't saying anything. Anyway, Sandal Cheeks suplexes Froppy here. God, this match is really, this is a pretty slow-paced match, I must admit, that these competitors certainly, if the crowd's chanting fight forever, they are... Actually, wait, what am I talking about? It's only been 13 minutes, but dear lord, does it feel longer. Like, sorry to bury your wrestlers here, Philip, but maybe Sandy and Froppy just lack that chemistry, you know? I mean, neither of them have won a match before, so experience may not be their best forte. But who knows? I mean, this does also mean that we are guaranteed one losing streak to end tonight, so that's good for everybody, right? Even though, I think the only one here who hasn't lost a match is Gary, and that's because this is Gary's debut. His first match. He could have a promising career. Oh god, the referee's counting to 8. 9. Oh god, Sandy's running in. Can Froppy get in time? She does. Just in time. If they were a millisecond slower, this could have been another double countout, and boy, I could already hear Philip's anger if that would have happened. Ooh boy, last time there was a draw, it ended up in both Doug Funny and and Dry Rub Doug getting released, as well as Bozo the Clown. 3 wrestlers got fired last time we had a draw. That's how much Philip hates draws, especially in tournaments. So, yeah, if you're a Chaos wrestler, don't get a draw. That's worse for your career than being on a constant losing streak. And if you want proof that a constant losing streak won't hurt your career, look at both Zane the Monster and Larry the Cucumber. Like, Larry's only won, 2 matches in his entire career. And yet he's practically considered the face of Chaos. And then if you look at, and of course Zane the Monster's kind of got that underdog appeal to him. Granted, he has been released twice already, but he's back now, so maybe he can do something. Maybe he'll show up next season and maybe even win a match. He's got that underdog appeal that you can't help but like him for. But, let's see. Oh yeah, Disco Bear's another example. Phillips had him since the very beginning, yet Disco's only won a single match in his entire career. That being in his very debut. So I guess being the first winner in Chaos does get you some privilege. Unlike Unlimited, where it was Marty, and Marty had 1 match where Zach booed him the whole time. Marty won, vanished. He might have had one other Unlimited match back in Season 1, I don't remember, but he vanished for quite a long time before making a surprise return as the true identity of the Bunny. But then, of course, Marty ended up getting murdered by Bob Shows, so, yeah, tough break for, Marty there. Wait, what's Sandy going for here? Some kind of... Oh! God, an avalanche poison Rana. Landed right on her head, too. That cannot be comfortable, A. 2, Alex Jones not even bothering to break it up as Sandy picks up the win with the... some radiation came out there. As Sandy picks up the win over Froppy. Was, certainly an interesting match. A bit slow-paced, but still interesting nonetheless. He's, the team of Gary and Sandy at match continue. They'll be fighting against, Zoe and Squirrel next round, so, all creatures that are at least vaguely related to the sea in some way. Question is, will it be Brains, or will it be Karate and Giant? Guess we'll have to see when we see. But, yes, we see, Sandy and Gary celebrating their, victory. That low-angle shot making Gary look even more massive than he already is. Sandy can't even reach his arm. She has to jump to make that. She has to leap. Do a big old bounce. God, this absolute unit. Anyway, this has been Jump the Flag, Philip. I'll see you next match of the tournament. But until then, have a pleasant evening.